There we go. Alrighty, let's do this. So, loading into Coliseum. Orisa, Reaper Soldier, Ana Mercy. It's like some pretty... It's not actually classic. Ana and Orisa were early additions to the classic game, but pretty classic. And then Orisa Junk Tracer. Okay. On Junk Soldier. Okay. Now for this one, same thing when I'm talking about loadouts, we're taking a very similar path. Oh, there we go, Soldier, taking a wider angle. I wouldn't send the whole team, but I would send one flanker and one mobile support, like a Mercy or a Moira, or a Lucio even. Yeah, because this is going to create the pressure you need to break. And here's the thing, if that Soldier had just a little more support, could stay up there without having to run away. And now Reaper's stepping on over to that same angle. And keep in mind, that also pulls pressure off the tanks. Uh-oh. And that's purple. If you're running into purplish... Ooh. Oh. If that was a bit of a gamble of a risk, of a res, just because a lot of people are already dead or already pulled back. But, oh, yeah. But if you get split out like that, and they have to shoot at you, that also takes pressure off your tank. So it's another reason to get better, better DPS angles, because they have to turn and shoot at the DPS, and it takes... Oh, that was a weird clipping. Oh, and ooh, Nano Visor, underrated. Only actually got one kill, but look at the scatter it created. You got Soldier up here, those two back there, one back there. Yeah, so I mean, the visor itself didn't actually kill anyone, but was remarkably effective in creating scatter, which basically turned each of those encounters into basically like little mini 3v1 or 3v2 team fights. So, yeah. Now, I'm not so much worried about this tire, but I do want to take a second to go over this geometry of this little point. It's one of the reasons why Coliseum is one of my... I realize there's only like 2 or 3 push maps, but it is one of my favorites. Just based on how the design works, because the team that's pushing through offensively, they're trying to get all up this way, all the way through to the end. They have to come under the bridge, then on the other side of the bridge, round a corner, then come back over the bridge. This gives defenders multiple opportunities to control the initiative of the team fight. So, for example, defenders, when they're coming out of spawn, we like to look down this way because that's the way you want to take the bot. And sometimes we'll try like, oh, I want to go straight into it this way, like over this edge, or perhaps even through this room. And all those are viable, but you got to look at where the opponents actually are. There is no magic spot like you have to go this way or that way. But in this case, I'm not sure if you would know that the opponents are on this backside, but you'd have a pretty solid guess based on where the robot is. You can say, okay, they're on that back corner. We can either, depending on the characters you have, as you're coming back, you've got lots of long range. I would take this as a long range fight. Just let them take the corner and come on around. If you've got the mid range, come up here and see if you can get a pick off that way, or maybe even send a flanker through that way. But you want to take it away that gives you the best chance to deal as much damage as possible. At the same time, it gives you the best chance of dodging as much damage as possible. And so that's really where your positioning comes in. So yeah, this Reaper is all by his lonesome. Nice pick off Ana. Okay, but Reaper got out. Well done. Okay, so it looks kind of like we're going half that way, half under. And unfortunately for Soldier, that under is not going to be a very effective placement. I mean, survives the team. Oh, no. Oh, okay. At that point, based on it just being hidden, I would have stayed hidden. Quick little option for next time. So, Soldier's down here. Oh, all 4 of my teammates are dead. Instead of running out and trying to maybe salvage a pick and die, run this way. Come back into this courtyard. But wait, you're super out of the team fight. Not really. Just loop back around this way. Little health pack there for you. And now you've got a really nifty back flank. Saves your life. Doesn't feed the enemy. You get a health pack. And you get a position that they're not going to expect. I mean, yes, they're going to know that you're still alive, possibly, and like, watch out for Soldier. Going back to the round 1, that creates a threat just by you not dying. So, just things to keep in mind for next time. Okay. This is one of the harder yet easier spots, because as far as the push team, you're doing this same vertical push for so much of it. Okay, that trance is, depending on how the... Oh, okay, I actually remember watching this a couple times. At that health, you've got to keep line of sight with your Ana. Because, yeah, block, 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 block. And if that means losing Annihilation, so... Oh, stepped right into the junk trap. Now, some of this is just map awareness of knowing where you're at any given time. Because if we watch it, the junk's not playing hide the football. He's right there. He just kind of throws it by the steps. And then, now keep in mind, the traps don't do a ton of damage. They do actual damage. I think it's like 25 or 50. And they immobilize you and make you an easy target for everything else. So if you watch it, making it, junk throws the trap. Let me run right back. Wait for it. Ooh, I'm getting healed up. And... And in that case, with that much time, it's a double-edged sword of tank can't step into the junk traps like that. At the same time, ooh, team can't leave those up that long. Oh. So using good cover, more cover, getting a teammate, and then Cassie just got there, did the best you could on that one, but got a good trade on the Casses. So now we've got a 4v3. Now if you look at it, they probably realize that they're down 4v3, and they back up. Now, don't overextend it. Take what you can. You don't have to run the bot all the way back. Ooh, dang. Or, okay, you can do some splatter there. Get rid of the junk and get some bot run back. But it doesn't have to be a dead sprint. You want to make sure that you don't pull yourself out of position. A lot of times I've seen the slower supports, the Ana, Zen, Baps, get left behind because the bot's running. Let's go catch the robot. And using movement cooldowns just to keep up with the robot, you want to save those for team fights. Or for engagements or disengagements. This is some really good Orisa threat. Because even though the Orisa died, it took two of our players to get them. Oh, good swap. And I just got to get that Junkrat. But good position on the health pack. You can kind of see. Okay, and then wait for backup. Just not dying. That's the boon. Because by just not dying, you turned it into a 2v1, and that's a much easier fight to win. And real quick, I don't say that to like tap on the head, but really, I would much rather. I would much rather work with players, play with players, teach players that make the fights easier, rather than the person who can just YOLO deadlift every time they want to. Because really, you just want to do it right. And okay, it was a 5v5. I used good positioning or a good cooldown to make it 5v4, and then we won the 5v4. You know, instead of trying to Soldier and Heroics or things like that. Don't get me wrong, those mechanical skills are really great and make life a lot easier. But, this is going to be such a hard stagger. Okay, real quick. So, wrapping up that first point of just doing it the right way and creating a good matchup, I would rather have someone who makes good matchups every single time than someone who can win bad matchups 70% of the time. That whole time I was chatting about that, Parker's trying to make this loop back and not get caught, and I see one person kind of trying to help and come out. At the same time, where'd it go? We've got 1, 2, 3 folks that are close enough where if we had noticed earlier, they could come help, but didn't. That's two parts of callouts. That could very easily be some tank tunnel vision of protect the robot, or a lack of calling things out. I can't remember what the comms were like at that specific moment, but let's go back and track it and just kind of see Anna's lovely journey. So at 650, trying to run out, they find out. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 is when the solo ult comes through. That's 14 seconds. So let's back up 14 seconds real quick just to make sure that we understand this point fairly. Oh, almost. Oh, and then I clicked the wrong button. So yeah, if it gets called here, hey, I'm staggered, and you get that communication, we're coming this way. That Zen is so pickable. That soldier could be pickable. And here's the thing, might not ultimately save the Ana, because soldier's faster and shoots more than Ana, but could definitely pick off the soldier, make it a wasted ult. Probably even get the Zen. Instead, Zen's back with his team, and our team is all dead. So sometimes just getting a clean regroup and helping a teammate who's stuck in a spot is more valuable than getting right in the way right away. Oof. Yep. And there comes in the cleanup. And if you look at how they're doing it, they've got their soldier over here, their Orisa all up in your face, Zen and Ana all spread out. It's like a web effect. So like, if you look at my fingers, all these fingers come in towards the hand. And so, and how far it gets fanned out depends. Now, if I go too far and I spread them out, that's where I start losing support and start doing damage. But you want to get that fan effect, because if we back up just a smidgen, once they get out of this choke point, look at how they spread out. And honestly, right here is their best spacing. You've got Orisa right up here on point, Soldier, Zen, Ana. If I'm a Reinhardt with ult and no blockers, if I come here, I might be able to get the Orisa and the Soldier. I can't get the Zen. I might be able to get Orisa and the Ana, maybe, but I doubt it because they're so far back. Even if the robot is not in the way, if I come right up here, the best I might get would be Orisa and both supports, but I don't think it's far enough to go that far. And so using space to your advantage and using the effective range of the character. Soldier is very much they call him short to mid-range. He's really the mid-range character. He's most effective anywhere between 10 to 30-ish yards. Any longer than 30 game yards. So from like here to that Zenyatta, he starts getting a lot of spread and losing damage, and then eventually he has damage fall off. Ana has one of the longest effective ranges in the game. As an Ana player, if you've got the scope skills, you can camp out all the way back here and be effective on this entire area up here that I can't see because I don't have an Ana scope zoom. Now, yes, realize you got this truck in the way and the robot in the way, but getting all of this action that I just took the camera through, Ana can heal all of that. Same thing with Zenyatta. Zenyatta has a limit as far as how far he can throw an orb to put it on someone, but there is no damage fall off to his projectiles. And as long as he can see his target, So, kind of going to Zenyatta, if I'm this Orisa, Zen's close enough to throw a healing orb. Bing! Healing orb. Yay! But as long as they don't break line of sight for, I can't remember, it's like 1 to 2 seconds somewhere in there, it's just going to sit there and Zen can back up, back up, back up, and take that damage to the point where it's going to take a special dive, a sniper, to get to dislodge someone at their most effective range. One of the things I love about Orisa as well as Ramatra is they have flexible ranges. They have that mid to long range with their primary fire. They also have tanky cooldowns that let them get up in your face. Reaper, however, well, this is Reaper's effective range. So good job on that one. Yeah, they did a really awesome job with this one. But I'm going to go ahead and wrap this one up, get it uploaded, and then hop on to the next